Alrighty. Are we putting out audio? It appears so. Can you hear me? You the guys who makes tributes. No? It depends on what you're talking about. Unless you're talking to somebody in the okay, yeah, you're talking to somebody in the comments. Okay. You the guys who make okay, so there's a lot of work to be done. Thank you, Roblox Studio, for auto saving. Very cool. Alright, so I'm gonna actually post the link to the stream on Discord so everybody in my Discord can go see. Alright, we're back. Just posted that in my Discord. So let's try and get some more people coming in. Quite a few updates since we last did the stream. Actually, over a month ago. September 8th, I believe, was the last stream. And there's been a lot of changes here. We have a new Empire State Building in progress, which you see how the one that we currently have is not taking up the entire size of the plot. Well, this one will. And this one is actually to scale with the actual height in studs to feet. So what is this? 1,454 studs tall, I believe, is the height of the Empire State Building is 1,454 feet. And we will have there. I do have space up here if we ever want to incorporate the 86th floor observation deck. Put the fences up and the buildings and structures. I still have to finish the lights. We're missing the lower section of lights, which is why this red beam is temporarily there. And then she'll be all lit up, and then I'll have to make the rooms like just because right now these are solid blocks, so I'm gonna have to make them walls that wrap around the building, and then make the windows. So that's going to be a lot of fun, but also a lot of work. So I may hold this project off for a little while. So this is currently the Empire State Building that we're using, but this one is in progress, and it's built to scale. I used original blueprints to build a height, by the way. So yeah, that was fun, and I tried to approximate it as best as I could with the length and width, because the length and width is not to the exact same scale as real life. Then eventually we might rebuild 432 Park Avenue and the One World Trade Center, and that building on Wall Street. That the Engine 4 and Ladder 15 station. It sits on top of that. Regarding SoNY, recently I haven't really been in a good mood because of the asset crisis. It's come back, and it's not doing very well for us as a community. Um, a specific user, Joe, Joe Squirt is his Roblox name, and he has been leaking and selling my models to other users, and Guard Boy has stolen models. He was a developer until we found out that he possessed them from somebody else who got them from Joe in the first place. Um, and he was removed and now is like kind of bragging that he has the trucks. And honestly, it's just become more and more of a pain for me to go through this situation. I I don't know what to do at this point because Roblox moderation isn't really going to step in unless there's a lot of public awareness and the community is behind me. But we don't have nearly enough support that we would need for that situation to happen. So it's just been really stressful on my part and really concerning. And even we like all the investigation stuff is completed. We know who's responsible for this issue, but like we've done the investigation, but we can't actually physically do anything without Roblox moderation stepping in, and they don't really do that much for scenarios like this. And I will say it publicly, like I never ever ever made my trucks free model, nor will ever give give them out as free models. Never ever ever. Because then if everybody has the trucks, then what would be the point of SoNY? That's what makes it a really nice game. Like we don't want every individual to have access to these because that would really ruin all the hard work and time that I put into this. It's honestly just killing me that people are just taking something that I spent days on and then just incorporating into the game in 2 seconds when I put all this time and effort to make these buildings and these models and these trucks. It's it's honestly a real shame, and these people need to be punished for it somehow. There needs to be action taken to stop these people that have been stealing my trucks and models. It's really annoying me. That's just what situation that I've been going through, and yeah, it hasn't been really great on that aspect recently. Now, to a more happier topic, yeah, I'm aware that people are giving them out as free models, and it's honestly just completely disrespectful towards me that they're doing that without my consent, knowledge, nor permission. Well, now I know about it because it's been brought to my attention that these people have been stealing my trucks. But yeah, this it really kills me that like I encourage people to go out there and make these things themselves because it gives you something to be proud of, something that you've put hard work and dedication into. But when somebody takes it it like degrades you as a person, and they don't give you credit. And like it's not even like I gave this out to them. They stole it. So it like really puts a hole into all your hard work. So yeah, that's the point that I want to get across in this stream. I want to make a video addressing it, but I already have made a video about people who have stolen my trucks, and there's really not a lot that we can do unless there's a lot more public awareness to this. So yeah, it's been a real pain in the ass. And if you see anything if you see anything, like, especially even just the truck cab or any type of modified version of this that looks similar to this, please send it to my investigative teams so we can really keep track of who has possession of these. But honestly, if you see something, say something. If you receive anything like this, please get rid of it as soon as possible, because honestly, it's just not worth it going through, permanent bans and things like that, or running the risk of Roblox perm ban from asset theft, because eventually, even though it takes a really long time, they will find it. Yeah, the music is really loud. I can turn it down in the future. But yeah, I still have a lot of work to do on the trucks. These are just cabinets with no interior so far, but they will eventually get them in future updates. We have a pump system in the works. The pump panel is in progress. We're trying to script it so it's realistic, so you have 5 minutes of water before the tank runs out if you're not connected to a supply. And I recently went on a trip to New York City, so there's a lot of design updates from stuff that I was working on. For example, this hydrant is based off of a video that I recorded of a real one in Midtown, and it looks a lot better than the original version did. It's a lot more realistic. And it's simple, so that way it keeps down a part count. The Discord server, if you look in another one of my videos, you can probably find it in the description. Yeah, if you're looking for that Discord server. It's also linked on the group page, I believe. So if you want to check that out there. Most recent update is mostly on the PAPD car. We have, as you can see here, new lights. New lights have been installed. But obviously, we can't have new lights if we don't configure them. So here comes the new GUI. Which also has rumbler settings. Which is awesome. And a lot of this stuff is keybinds. The only things that you click on are the overhead light settings, which are into entirely. The auxiliary lights, just by simply pressing one button, you get all those except for the overhead lights. And the traffic director is also controlled with one button as well. And that flashes in all different patterns and stuff like that. There's like 5 different settings. They do all different things, so you can direct traffic around you. Just trying to improve the game as much as possible. Trying to make it a little bit more realistic since I was just there in NYC IRL, trying to get some references. Some of these white buildings are going to get replaced, and as we move forward, obviously all of them will get replaced because these are all temporary placeholders for future buildings. But since I was in New York City, I got a lot of videos of streets and buildings and really just stuff that we can base our building construction off of. I want to see how, regarding that comment, I want to see how far we can get the player count so it doesn't lag the game, but also it feels like a city environment where there's more people. So I really just want to kind of test it out and see how far we can go with that issue. Yes, there are groups in order to be on pretty much all of the teams. But the only reason for that is because we want to make sure that everybody's properly trained, because we want to try and make this as realistic as possible. So we want to have a realistic style of roleplay, so we want to make sure that everybody has experience and is taught how to do certain things properly in the game. And as we move forward, we want to start introducing more scripts and GUIs that will be able to make sure that regardless of your training, that you do it properly every time. Also, we recently passed 400 subscribers. I went over that in my second to previous video as of today. And I'm really grateful that we've been able to hit that milestone, and hoping that we can hit the next one. Poke is that? No, this is Port Authority Police Department. These guys operate around the World Trade Center and major transportation hubs in New York and New Jersey as well. So they're at the airports, they're at the World Trade Center. So really a major entity that you'll see in New York City. There's the sirens. Let's demo the sirens a second. There's the lights. Flashing. There's the rotators. There's the auxiliaries. Mirrors. Also, there's a New Jersey plates. Because sometimes the New Jersey just is operating the city. And they'll also have plates as well. I replaced the Ford Explorer for the NYPD with the Taurus for the demo car. The Taurus is still due for a texture update to get a more higher resolution texture, as well as to adjust the location of where it says PCT for precinct. That needs to go near the end where the one, just after the one. Yeah, and I get a lot of requests for people that want to become developers in the game. Well, all you have to do is join the Discord, and you can find the development application in the important information section, as well as the citizenship application. So if you get into the group, you're a tourist, but if you want to become a citizen, and that will allow you to join the department groups and all that, and you'll be able to. And I really like the sun coming through the trees. It looks really cool. As you can see, it's getting dark. All the lights in the buildings went on. fun stuff. It's so weird seeing two Empire State Buildings. I should really finish the new one and replace it with the old one. But that takes up a lot of time. And right now the main priority is getting the FDNY trucks with new GUIs, replacing the old one and replacing them with a system similar to these cars. I want to also get rid of the default GUI here and make a custom one like the Siren controller that goes above it. Yeah, and citizen and developer applications are open 24/7, so they don't close. I also get a lot of questions about, oh, are they open? Yeah, yes they are. Alright, so let's put this car back. Switch to NYP. Yeah, the FDNY is not open. The FDNY requirements are not. You still have to make curriculum, training documents, actual training places, because right now the game is the main focus. So yeah, still a lot of work to do. I don't know if we're going to make our deadline of late November, early December. Right now development is still slow. But I did outline a lot of priority projects, and I'm trying to get more people to focus on getting those done, so that way we can have something out for the community. And when this game is released, I know I'm going to hear a lot of complaints about the game, and there's not much to do. But when the game is released, it doesn't mean that it's finished. The game will never be finished. The game will constantly be going on updates and new construction and new development, but we want to make an initial release so that way there's something out there for the community to play in the meantime. Because this can't be a community without an actual game to play and be available to a lot of people in the community. Is this game going to have a tower? How do you explain what's in the background? And this New York City is based off of more modern times. I've seen games that are based off of like the 70s with the World Trade Center, the original Twin Towers, but this one is more focused on New York City today. Stuff is out there. The Trade Center. Eventually, there will be hybrid 2020 police cars. Once they get actively used in the NYPD, I'll add them into the game. Yeah, copyright is a huge issue on Roblox because you own your models when you make them, and all copyright is to you, but when somebody steals them and then uploads them as a free model on their own account, then it becomes a huge issue. And yeah, now they're claiming it as theirs. It's just that security factor and everything else that becomes a huge issue. Damn, lucky. I just drove past Boombox Man. He's a new addition to the game. Just a little thing that I added for the heck of it. Man is really into Rockstar by Post Malone. He listens to that 24/7 and it never stops. Here's a new addition to the game made by some of our probationary developers, Ladder 24 and Engine 1. And the trucks are in quarters right now, actually. They still have yet to be updated. There's a lot of updating that needs to happen. especially with the GUI and scripts from driving and everything like that. But they're there. Ladder 24 with its bull horns on the front of it. Yeah, the controls on the vehicles are actually really simple. R and F are the closest ones to WASD, which you use to drive. So R is manual, and then F is the horn. So T, G, H. T is whale, G is yelp, and H is priority. So then the rumbler control is the rightmost bracket on the keyboard, just under the backspace, and that will enable and disable the rumbler. That's how that works. And then aux lights are J, and then click to disable overheads. Boom. It's a very simple system, and that's how it was intended to be. And this GUI is actually set up like the Smart Siren 2000 controller, which they actually use those siren and that controller in real vehicles. That's what this is based on, how the buttons are laid out and how they're designed. I'm still looking into making a manual EQ2B siren. I still have to work on that. Adding PA300s for certain trucks would be very nice. Adding a manual Q2B, because right now it's just like an audio. So there's a lot of updates that I want to have siren based on the FDNY, but right now they're just outfitted with regular EQ2Bs. On my previous stream, actually 2 streams ago, I demoed Rescue 1's sirens, and it has a train horn as well as the real Q and the EQ2B functions. Yeah, these sirens are actually from a siren demo video that I could take the audio and convert them into individual audio files by cutting and trimming the video. Yeah, I know my mic is really quiet. Check, 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 check. Yeah, and the game audio is really high. I'm going to turn that down. Alright. Is this better? Hello? Yeah, that explains why the intro was extremely loud on the stream. Yeah, but I really like the driving and the suspension on these vehicles. And also, I don't think that anybody really noticed the unit numbers. There's 487312 here, 487312 here, and then 4873 on the top. And all the unit numbers match around the car, which is something that you don't really see. And these are all randomized, by the way. So if I had different cars next to each other, when I start the game, they would all be randomized unit numbers. So they'd be different for every car. Same thing with the license plates. I might make a system where it saves license plates to specific users, so that way if there's a criminal database in the future, then that license plate will be tied to the user. But for now, it's a randomized script. Tones is a very, very good question. And I actually have audio for tones where it's the 2 tones for an FDNY dispatch, and then it calls out all the units. And I actually have that located at Rescue 1's station, which I will head over to. I believe it's this corner? Yeah. Alright, and these roads are wide enough for parking on both sides. I can fit 3 Rescue 1s right next to each other on this road and still have gaps between them. And I might do some updates to the controls on the vehicle as well. Alright, so right now we're on the civilian team. So there's no team change system yet. But the idea is that you'll have to drive to the station, and then once you get to the station, there will be some way that you can get onto the team to go on patrol. I'm still not sure about radio system yet. There's still a lot of things that need to be worked out, and our scripting capabilities are not really that high versus like a Firestone or Mayflower game. So we still have a lot of work to do with those types of GUIs. Okay, so now we're on the FDNY team, which means that we can enter this door. And here we are. Rescue 1 still in progress. As you can see, the back parts are still missing, but for the most part, it's almost done. Still have a lot of work to do, but I haven't worked on it a lot because of the GUI that we need, because I'd rather update that first before finishing the truck. All right, let's open up. There we go. There's Rescue 1. And there's a dispatch tone block hidden behind the wall in here. And once we have a fire system scripted and like a fire dispatch system, that will be part of that. And the rescue is still running the old GUI, and we're diverting away from using this GUI since there's a lot of stuff that is broken. Okay, now the door's closing. So yeah, the light bar is configured, but because there's missing pieces, because I didn't finish the back, it does not work on this game. The other trucks do, however. But because of this GUI being broken, I'm gonna have to leave and rejoin this test. But yeah, these are the horn is uploaded by me, and it's all EQ2B sirens, along with a Grover 1510 air horn. All right. So this squad is in testing. The lights don't work and the sirens don't work, but the drive is going to be a little bit more similar to how I want it to be. This is more like the demo for the new driving system on the FDNY trucks. But yeah, this is what my squad looks like, based off the real thing. I actually went to the station when I was visiting New York, but I didn't get to see the truck or the inside of the station. I just kind of saw the outside, which I have made, that station. I have not added it into the game yet. Okay, so yeah, somebody suggested that I make a Pierce rescue truck. It's in the plans. Spare trucks. Alrighty, which car are we gonna take? Well, since I haven't driven the NYSP Trooper Explorer, that's what we're gonna drive. This one does not have its own custom GUI yet, but the controls are pretty similar, and it also does not have rumble sirens since the NYSP does not use rumble sirens. But this is a custom light bar made by me, based off of the actual thing, and it is a high riser light bar, so it has that capability as well. I'm still missing some auxiliary lights and the traffic director in the back of the vehicle, but otherwise the front is pretty much done. Custom sirens, uploaded by myself. These are based off of the actual NYSP sirens. Heck. Alright, here we are. Yeah, still some work to do on this station that needs to get done. But, yeah, otherwise looks pretty nice. This is based off of the actual station, so if you look up a picture, you'll see this. We do have the GMC Sierra for the 3rd Division, but I need to add the new GUI, which I have yet to make. So I talk about this new GUI a lot. The FDNY really needs a new GUI for its new driving system, much like the NYPD and the PAPD just got their new GUI. It is a Welland siren, but not that. It's not a Y2K4, I believe. It's something that has like A in it. I don't remember the exact. All right, so we can't get into this. Oh, never mind. That needs to be fixed. Anyway, we cannot open the door because we are not on the team. Yeah, there's going to be bugs. There's going to be issues that need to be fixed, but that's why we're here testing the game. Same door opening premise as the other station. And there is engine 1, which is one of the older style Seagraves. I haven't really demoed this version a lot because there's not a lot of trucks that still use this. I did get to see what was it? Engine 7? Engine 7, I believe. I visited their station in New York City. And their truck is pretty much the same version as this one. And as you can see, the company logos are on the trucks. And I'm slowly making digital versions of the company logos to put on the trucks. But yeah, these are what my newer engines look like. The new rear design. It's a lot better than it was before. Cabinets work, of course. And yeah, new high-rise packs on the side here. New design for those. Still working on the pump panel. There's the inside. Seats on the outside, and then the 2 seats in the center. Here's the driver's seat. And there's also door lights. So when you open the door, this light will actually turn on. So that way, if it's dark out, then you can see the step. And that's for all doors. This one, yep, this right there. Yep. There we go. And here's the ladder. Now, the Ferrara grill looks just like the one in real life, and it has the exact same amount of... There's some weird texture glitches that... Okay. It has the exact same amount of holes cut out as the real Ferrara grill. So if you were to count these, and then look at the real one, and then count those, these are the exact same. The exact same amount. It does not have a PA 300. Negative. Cabinets. All work custom sound effects. Made by myself. Still some work that needs to get done on the ladder itself. But yes, it does work. Not as well as I want it to. So there's still some updates that need to happen there. Alright, there's ladder 24 with the bull horns on the front. And yeah. The same premise as the engine with the door lights, and here's the interior with the shelf and the opposite facing seats. This is what an actual ladder truck would have in New York City. They have these smaller compartments as well. And here is where your hooks would go, right in between these two spaces here. And here's the back, ladder code 24. Yeah, all these textures custom made by myself, yet again. Yeah, I do a lot of custom work on these trucks. I build them all from scratch, make all the textures, do some of the script implementation. It's a lot of work. Once again, as I said a lot of times before, still some GUI updates that need to be sorted out. And these have the Federal Signal aerodynamic light bars. When I add the new GUI, then the rotators on each side will work. I also added the roto beams on the ladder 25, which I don't have in this game, but it does have a brand new light bar that has the roto beams. There's the lights. Back as well. We can turn on the traffic director. Turn signals. Those are arrows. Okay. And this is what the light bar would look like if it was in park. See how it's all red, and then we switch to the second function, and then we have the reds and the whites. Yep, and that's what the truck looks like. The outriggers do not work, unfortunately, because the ladder still needs a lot of work as well. I might just redo the ladder entirely and make a brand new one. This is what the inside looks like. And I hit a sign. No, manual does not work. Not yet. Still have to work on that. I used to have one, and then Roblox broke the script. So blame Roblox for me not having manual sirens. Yeah, but there you go. Light patterns based off of the real ones. And yeah, there's ladder 24. So yeah, the controls on the steering and there's no suspension on this truck really, so it's a little, unrealistic in terms of driving, which is why I'm adding the new GUI. That's what I really want to focus on, is getting that done, so that way the driving will be more realistic and it'll be a lot more user friendly with the controls and not as broken as it currently is. I'm going all over the place looking for ladder 24. That's what happens when you're in the big city. You forget where everything is. But once things get put more into active use, then you'll start to remember where the stations are. I'm going to do a long backup here, even though they don't do this in real life. All right, and then once we have the end of the truck lined up with the door, then we can start turning. Too wide. Oh well. All right, there we go. Ladder. That is what the dispatch tones would sound like. If I had it scripted, then it would do it automatically without me having to manually play it. Well, then, yeah. So then the ladder would go out after getting all the guys on board. It would be parked back here, actually. And then it would switch to unparked, not parked. And then the lights would turn to white. Truck pulls out. Guys blocking the street get in, and we don't get on the sidewalk. And then we turn and go out. So like this. Yeah, I have it on the city reverb sound. These are default Roblox sound uh, reverb things, and I have it on city. Now, city's good, but like for New York, it just doesn't give out the right amount of echo that I'm really looking for. All right, bathroom. You want me to try that? It's interesting. That one's alley. Carpeted hallway. Terrible. It just sounds really terrible without the reverb. Concert hall. Way too much. Because then it will pick up every sound like this. Now, I do have a tiller in development. Yes, there is one. It's not completed, and it also needs a lot of. It needs the GUI update and then some driving updates because obviously we want to make the rear wheel controllable, like the farmost back wheel, that the one that actually gets turned the opposite way as the driver in the cab. Generic reverb. Eh. Quarry. That one, I kind of like that one. It adds a certain roughness to the EQ2B that makes it sound more realistic. Also, where is my soundscape? Normally there's like background cars and stuff whooshing by. Why are they not going? Yeah, I fixed that. For whatever reason, sometimes it refuses to play. Okay, well, having the rigs so that you can respond them by themselves is kind of because Roblox, I'm not very familiar with their, I forget what it's called, their tracking, something along those lines that has, like, AI that moves around freely. Especially with vehicles, like, if you want to make these operate realistically, it just doesn't work in Roblox. Forest is kind of eh, because there's so much delay on it. That one was cave. And that's what I like about these streams as well, is that I can really communicate with you guys, and for like sound updates, I can get your suggestions for how the sound should be. Yeah, reserve rigs is in the plans, of course. I wouldn't forget about the reserve and spares, but the reason why I haven't built any of them is because I haven't finished the Main rigs. I don't think we're gonna go as far as back as Mac. Mac is very, very, very old rigs, and not a lot of Manhattan companies still use them as spares. That's usually other boroughs. They are beautiful trucks though, except for the yellow ones. They're just kind of eh. But they were testing truck visibility, and then everybody started using yellow colored trucks in like rural departments and stuff like that. I've seen them. Here's mountains. Eh. Hangar. I did not want to open the door. Like, if that was far away, it would sound way better. So what was it? Arena that I was using? I don't know, maybe bathroom? And you can actually hear the trucks from very far away. Still going. Yeah, I might reduce the distance that you can actually hear sirens. Because, like, if you're all the way across the map, like, if you're all the way across Manhattan, you don't hear a siren from Midtown from the lower financial district. Yeah, hazmat unit is in the plan. Is in the plans. I have the cab for the hazmat truck. Not the hazmat rescue, but I can easily take Rescue 1's cab, do the modifications that I need to. But I do have, like, the secondary hazmat piece. Yeah, and I could still go out even farther, but I don't really want to. And you can still hear the siren. But as you get closer, that's when you start to hear the reverb. So yeah. That's how that siren sounds. Engine 1 is the exact same siren. No difference there. The light patterns, it obviously has its own light patterns. They're similar in style to this one. Not the exact same, though. Nope, cutting it too short. Out a little bit more, and then come in. But now you swing wide. Yeah, this is why I like the turning radius on the newer drive system. That's going to be with the new GUI. Yeah, the new GUI I talk about a lot. I know you guys have probably sick of me saying the word new GUI, but yeah, that's very much so needed for these trucks. Yeah, I believe that this Seagrave is a 2008 style. Yeah, this Seagrave engine here, engine 1, is the 2008 engine style. A lot of them have been replaced. Not all of them. Um, yeah, like engine 1, engine 7, I believe engine 8. Even though ladder 2 just got a brand new truck. When I went down, I actually saw ladder two's spare truck, which they used for the longest time. Yeah, a lot of cool videos and images. I got to see the real Engine 54 go out, get a walk around of ladder 4, which I do have those trucks as well. The station is still under construction. The station's being made by Will. Yeah, there is no bloom in this game currently. Not yet. But in my light bar testing place, I do have that. So once I decide how I want the bloom to be in the game, then I'll add that into this one. But for now, this is what they look like. Yeah, overall, I'm really proud of these trucks, which is why I hear about people stealing them. Like, I know that they're really good, but it just degrades, like, all my time and effort that I put into these. So, moral of the story, don't steal other people's assets if they didn't give out permission or give it out themselves. But yeah, that's what Ladder 24 looks like. If you've seen the Discord, we also have the 150 anniversary truck that I made. Yeah, I know Bloom is good for neons. It looks really good in the light bar testing place with the bloom on all the lights. That's how I test them and do all the demos and stuff in the Discord. But yeah, that's Ladder 24. I'll exit out of the testing mode. Okay, so recently I've added 4 new streets to the map on the bottom. Before it did stop about here was the edge of the map, but then we now go out all the way down to here. And then we have the new edge of the map. Not for long, though. As you can see, we're expanding outward. We're starting to get into the Greenwich Village area, which means that Squad 18's station is going to be out there. And 10 House would be near the World Trade Center. The World Trade Center and the World Financial Center are just temporarily there as like placeholders, but once the streets are set up, then they'll be moved to their proper locations. And then Ladder 15 and Engine 4. I haven't worked on a KME engine yet. That's still in the works. That's still in the things that I need to do. But otherwise, I've started the tower ladder and started the tiller, but I haven't finished either. Because the main focus has been on these trucks. But yeah, that's today's demo on some of the updates and things like that. Still a lot of work that needs to get done. A lot of time and effort that it's going to take a while. Yeah, and with the new fire hydrant design, I recently redid the shapes, like the hexagons and um, the hexagons are new. The pentagons are redone using some more geometric processes. So now the sides are actually even, like that. Yeah, still debating how we're gonna do the civilian spawn area, how they're gonna be able to get their vehicles. It may be an underground parking garage that will be like the spawn area. Still a lot of thought and time needs to go into with that. Because, mind you, that our main focus is the emergency services, so that's what we've been working on, is their vehicles. And so a lot of other stuff has been kind of overlooked or pushed to the side, which is very important. Let's speed the process up using some Roblox Studio tricks. So that way we can skip that introduction, because we've seen it. That would be the third time. These are my FDNY shirts. I don't know if I really got an in-depth look at these, but you can find these on our FDNY store page on our group. You can get your own FDNY style shirt, and all the funds go towards supporting the SoNY FDNY. And we also have a 9/11 tribute for the Port Authority, NYPD, and FDNY in the store of the main SoNY group. I need the updated version of this squad in here, because there's been a lot of changes from what is currently here. On just about every road in SoNY, there's parking on both sides of the street as well. And these can be changed out for bus lanes and for bicycle lanes. Trying to remember, where's rescue? How do you get to rescue one station from here? Ah, right, okay. Once I'm on this road, I know where I am, since this is like the major road. As you can see on these trucks, much better handling. A lot easier to drive. A lot more realistic. Yep, and Rescue 1 station is also based off of the real station. We try and do that for every single one of our stations, obviously. There's still a lot of interior components missing from Rescue 1 station. It's more about the exterior, and then as we'll update the game, we'll add more interior to the stations as we move forward. But otherwise, yeah, that is pretty much SoNY currently. A lot more updates are in progress. If you want to get those updates, then head on over to the development Discord, which you can find the link in the main Discord. If needed, I will post it again. But if you go to the old development updates channel, you can find the link. It's like the first message that you'll see in the main SoNY server. Then that will link you to our development specific server. So if you want to get notifications, since I ping a lot regarding like new development and updates, I'll publish a lot of the progress and really keep you guys up to date with what I'm working on and kind of show off the development process that I take. If anybody has any questions about anything in SoNY, I'm open on Discord. There's a suggestions channel on the development server as well. If you want to leave any type of suggestions that you have on what we can add to the game to make it more realistic. Just check the Trello before you do that, though, because a lot of suggestions we already have listed. And check the suggestions of other users to make sure that they didn't already suggest what you want. Yeah, see, in the nighttime, those lights on the ground really stand out. Keeping true to New York City, there is also a lack of stars in the sky. You only see very, very few. Now, if you notice on the high-rise buildings, like the Empire State Building and the World Trade Center, that have these spires at the top of their or the antennas, they have lights that you can actually see from far away if you look really closely at the top of the tallest point of the building. Then there's all the lighting that they do that you can see from across the map. Yep. And there, that's how that's going to look. It's going to look similar to this, but with more realistic window designs and things like that. Already a lot more lights added to this one than the other one that's over there. This is the new one. And a lot of cool development techniques that I used while building this. A lot of really interesting stuff. Then this would be the 102nd floor observation deck that has lights in the windows. And then the 103rd floor observation deck would be here. And then it would go up from there. The secret 103rd floor observation deck, mind you. New York City has its secrets, and that is one of them. People will be like, "Oh yeah, there's 102 floors in the Empire State Building." Tisk tisk tisk. No, there is actually not. There's 103. But only celebrities and like important people can go up there. Interesting Empire State Building facts with PokeUp 134. You're welcome. Yep, and there's the map expansions. Still a lot of work to go on there, but that's how it's coming out. And I haven't really expanded that much north. And as the map gets updated, as you notice, there's no Broadway here in Midtown. As the map gets updated, we'll definitely cut out through some of those buildings and make Broadway. Of course, that major street with Times Square on it. It has a lot of confusing intersections, which is why I didn't really make it. Yeah. And then 432 Park Avenue, which in real life, the building is around the same height as the roof of the World Trade Center. It's a huge residential structure, and I have seen it in person in Midtown. A lot of fun. And you can see Rescue 1 is right there in the center. Like, you can see the cutouts in the temporary buildings, the placeholder ones. And Ladder 24 is over there. And Engine 54 and Ladder 4 is going to be right there. So they're all really close to each other. That's what happens when you build the real stations in similar places to where they're located in real life in a scaled-down version of Manhattan. You get a lot of stations that are really close to each other. But these are really iconic stations, so I really want to include them into the game. Especially because Ladder 24 is the 3rd Division Chief, so we can have a Division Chief station. And then Engine 54, Ladder 4 is the Battalion 9 station. So yeah. It's everything off in the distance. All the lights. I did a lot of work on lighting. And these street lights are also not on the other streets. These are something that and I made all these street lights as well. They're all custom made. I built them for the traffic lights, and then got rid of the traffic light component of them to make the regular street lights. Yep, and that is all for now. Stay tuned for updates. Check the Discord. Have any questions? Feel free to tag me in one of the SoNY chats, and I'll be glad to answer your question, or one of my administrators will. If you have any suggestions, once again, Development Discord. If you're interested in joining the development team, developer applications are open to become a probationary developer. And citizenship exams are also open 24/7 if you join the group and want to become a citizen. So that way you'll be eligible to join the FDNY and NYPD when those are released. So you'll be able to take their applications to join their department. Yeah, still a lot of work to go. I think that my main priority is definitely that is definitely that FDNY GUI, and I've been kind of holding off on it for a while. I think that's definitely something that I need to do is finish that. But otherwise, yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more streams and videos because I will be uploading those as frequently as I can whenever there's something new to share. Also, there's unlisted videos that are like development previews that I upload to my channel that you can see through the SoNY development Discord. You'll be able to see the progression of how I build things. That is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for future streams. For those of you who are new here, please subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified whenever and make sure that you hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, so that way you can get right on to watching that. And I usually do it quite later in the day for Eastern Standard Time users, so that way we can try and get as many people here as possible, because they don't have to worry about school or activities or anything like that. Sorry for the European people, because I know this is like extremely late for people in the UK. Alright, that is all. Thanks for watching, and okay, bye. Oh, thank you, Shift P, for being awesome.